what can I tell you? That's about it.
I'm also going to say my 11-year-old daughter is so jealous. But
Is she? How old is she?
She's 11.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, see, the best thing about the early movies is that they were family movies, and big successes in a family movie mean that every 7 years there's another generation to come around and enjoy them again. I think if I did, just a serious movie, it wouldn't last as long, but these do. That's interesting, because certainly when I go there, and I've been back many times, they are wonderful to me. Look at the tourism that we brought into Salzburg. How could they not be somewhat grateful? I guess, I don't know why they couldn't love it, because there's so much beauty in the film, so many lovely scenes, great music, kids, nuns. There's not much to get mad about. Maybe they think it's too saccharine. They have their own version of it, but when they play it there, but that's nonetheless valid, and we're nonetheless valid, I don't think. Yeah. I've never had a bad reception in Salzburg, and it's glorious there, it really is.
Jane Julie.
Where are you?
I'm Raylene from Coast.
Hi.
The Sound of Music was the very first movie I ever saw, so this is...
Oh God, doesn't it date us all?
No,
It's
no, because the children are still watching it today. It gives me a name pleasure to
Yeah.
be with you here today. But just talking about the fact that the story was so different to the original, as I saw in the Nicholas Hammond piece that was on television over the weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that. I wish I'd known. I'd have seen it.
Were you aware, Dame Julie, of the difference in the storyline?
Well, I met Maria Trapper. She, believe it or not, she's in the movie.
Yes.
Yes, she came down to visit us. And what are you smiling at?
Well, like she said, her 11-year-old is, well, I think my inner 11-year-old is having a, can't believe that I'm here.
She came to visit us one day on the set, and we, Robert Wise, she was in traditional costume, so she was in the crowd, and I can point it out to you at some point if we're together. She subsequently appeared once, certainly, maybe twice, on a television show, a series that I had, and she was lovely, and we yodeled together. I can't yodel, but she did, and we sort of made it work. She was very real. I've met a lot of the grandkids who are now out on tour. They've kept up that tradition, and people go to the lodge in Vermont where they finally settled. I do know, I can imagine the real story, but the musical is what it is, and that's what I was in, so it's hard to talk about the other side of it, really.
Questions.
Looking at the legacy of Sound of Music, I mean, it's been so many years since it came out, and now they're still showing. We had an outdoor screening here in Auckland earlier this year. I know a fundraiser coming up next month where they're showing it. Did you ever imagine that when you signed on to do that it would still be as popular today?
I never imagined. Well, I mean, Nicholas and I talk a little bit about it, because it's usually one of the questions, could we have believed that it would be that successful? Well, we knew we had all those lovely ingredients, but you could never predict just how successful. And I think, I've often been asked what it is I think makes the difference with that movie. And I think it's probably, obviously all the family values, but there's a quality of joy about it. And I'm not being fanciful. I think it's very joyous, it's got all the decent values and fun and family and things like that. But the joy in it of life and love is something that everybody can connect with and escape to.
Are you still
Julie.
getting rollovers?
Excuse me?
Are you still getting rollovers from it?
Rollovers? No, I didn't have one then. Didn't have one. I had a small percentage of the album. I probably made more from the album than I ever made from the movie. But thanks for asking.